Dear students, now we will continue the next topic, that is Tagore's Abode of Peace. This is the last topic of this chapter. Abode of Peace means the place or what to say, a dream which Rabindranath Tagore uh, wanted to become true. That means a place where he find peace and where he wanted to live his own desired life. Okay, so for that purpose he started Shanti Niketan in the year 1901, a school. He set up a school in that is 100 kilometers away from Calcutta, and he called it Abode of Peace. Abode of Peace means because he called it Abode of Peace because he found that the place was suitable for the children to bring up their own skills or to live their own way of life. Okay, to enhance their creativity and their desires which they can fulfill over there. As per Tagore's experience of going school, he hated going school because he found that the schools during those days were suffocating and oppressive. It may be because of his experiences in the school, that means the negative experiences which he had during his school days. Okay, that's why he felt that the schools are suffocating and oppressive, because his school days were means the traditional kind of schools, no, where the teachers used to teach and the children have to listen to the lecture, and whether they are understanding or not, that was not their point of view. They just teach, and the children have to absorb it as it is. So his experience in school days shaped the Tagore's idea of education. Means he thought that the way he was taught in the schools should not be the way of education. It should be changed. Okay, so that the children can enhance their abilities and their skills and their desires. Dream school. So this was his dream school. See, the children are studying under the tree in an open air, and the teacher is teaching them in the garden. So this kind of school was his dream. Schools means he felt that school where the child was happy, free, and able to explore his or her own thoughts. This was his perspective. That the school means while going to school, the child should be happy and free and able to explore his thoughts. That means he should not have any kind of foundations in his mind, that what the teacher will feel, what the other classmates will feel if I say something. That kind of thing should not be there. It means there should be curiosity in his mind related to each and everything which is being taught in the school. So what was his idea of education? First point, childhood ought to be a time of self-learning outside rigid and restricting disciplines of the school system set up by the British. That means there should be discipline in the school, but not restricted. That means you can't do this, you can't do that. That means during the olden days there were so many restrictions that the girls were not allowed to go to schools, and even the boys, if they were going to school, they were also having so many restrictions in the school. You are not supposed to talk to each other, you are not supposed to discuss, and especially the caste system that was very much prevalent during those days, that the Brahmins were not allowed to sit with the Shudras and all, and Shudras were not allowed in the schools even. So these kind of things should not be. That means the rigid and restricting discipline of the school system should not be there, because the childhood is the time when the child learns many new things from the outside world. So if he is being taught negative things, then he will be having a negative mindset. That's why that period was the growing period of the child. So he or she should be taught the good things and reality of the life. Second point, teacher had to be imaginative, understand the child and develop his or her curiosity. So some if the child gets bored in the class, so that is not the fault of the child. Okay, that was his idea. and that the teacher, it was the inability of the teacher, or the level of teaching of the teacher was not up to the mark, that he or she is not understanding the child's psychology and his feelings, thoughts. So first of all, the teacher has to understand that and bring the education or the teaching to that level and develop the curiosity of the child. This was his perspective regarding education. So that if the child is curious about the subject or the topic, definitely he will develop interest in the subject and will pass with flying colors. The existing schools killed the natural desire of the child to be creative, her sense of wonder, his or her sense of wonder. That means he felt that schools are only teaching how to read, how to write, that's all. They are not teaching how to express the feelings. That means the natural desires of the children, what the child wants from the education, whether he is interested in arts, whether he is interested in science, whether he is interested in any other creative activities. So that thing should be it should, the school should understand, or the teacher should understand, and accordingly mold the topic or the subject into his subject interest. Okay, if the child, for example, if the child likes art and craft, drawing, and also he should be more promoted towards that. That means the topic should be um, merged into the art and craft things, or drawing, or something like that, where the child can show his or her own creativity. Okay, so that was Tagore's idea.